Hey, I'm Matthew.
And I'm Gabriel.
We're the Active Set.
And you're watching The Red Booth.
Hi, welcome to The Red Booth Show. I'm Kimberly. On tonight's episode, I have the band The Active Set. They've been touring all over the country, they've been to South by Southwest, and they've been featured in the LA Times, so come and join us. So hello, how are you guys doing tonight?
Hello.
We're good. Very
That's good. I'm so happy to have you. I've been hoping to have you guys on the show probably since last year or something.
Sounds about right.
But you've been so busy, you've had a lot of things going on.
Yes.
And by the way, this is Gabriel Grinta, and he is the drummer for the Active Set, and Matthew Stolarz, who's the singer. Now, do you guys collaborate with each other on the song lyrics and all of that, or is it mostly you, or how does it work in the band?
Well, we've been playing music together for a couple years now. Olin, our bass player, who couldn't be here today. Basically, with our latest EP, we threw out everything that had been worked on before and just started writing everything from scratch, like fully collaborative in terms of song structures and like off of jamming the music out and figuring it all out. So
Cool.
It's entirely collaborative.
That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's interesting to know that about the band because I've heard of bands where one person sort of writes everything and sometimes it doesn't work for everyone.
Right.
So that's great that you're incorporating everyone together.
Yeah.
It's been good, I think, since we started with our current iteration of the band. We've had a little bit of a shift towards being more democratic with everything, which I think works out better in the long term and helps keep us all invested and excited about what's going on,
That's super important.
But Matthew does write the lyrics. And sometimes I tell him that I don't like the lyrics that he wrote, and then I make him write them again.
Yeah, no, that's been it because since I started the band, I always had collaboration in mind because I don't feel like, I have my story I want to tell, come join me. Like, it's never been that vibe.
Yeah.
But obviously when you're really super keen on an idea and then other people are like, and navigating through that, like how much are you trying to be just like David Bowie surrounding yourself with the people who get you through, and then when you're done with them, you move on to other people, you know what I mean? Or how much do you want to like build a team of like, guys, let's all for one for all.
Yeah. That's really cool. I mean, there are sometimes bands where one of the people writes most of the songs, and everyone else is totally cool with it. Like, there's like, yeah, man, that's fine, and they don't even,
We trust you.
Yeah,
exactly.
It just, yeah. But I think that's fantastic. And how long ago did you guys start doing things that way?
What was it? Pretty much from this current EP, right?
Yeah, so probably about a year ago.
Wow. So is there kind of a different sound now?
I mean,
I
yes.
would say so.
Yes, but it's when you're in it, like,
yeah.
Because both of them were a part of the last release we did in 2015.
Yeah.
And so it had a certain sound. And, this guy and Olin are phenomenal musicians. Like, they're the best musicians I've ever played with in terms of, like, chops. And to have this kind of, like, and I used to play bass and sing in the band in the beginning while you're doing that, you're kind of dumbing down the bass a little. So having, like, a full-fledged bass player who's being the bass player and then an awesome drummer, it's like you can really create on that. To have an amazing rhythm section is kind of what makes a band.
That's cool.
It sets you apart. So to be able to work within that and then,
Now you just sing. You don't play an instrument.
I do play guitar.
Oh, you do play guitar too. Cool. That's hard to do.
It can be. I mean, when I always wanted to play guitar when I first started playing music in general, but I always wound up playing bass and things, and even starting this band was like, I'll play bass. Can't find bass players.
So you were playing bass in the beginning?
Yeah. But now it's like, now that I'm actually playing guitar, it's like, oh, okay, this is what this is,
That's awesome. And when did you start playing guitar?
I mean, I've always written songs on guitar since I was, 19 or whatever. Cool. I was a late bloomer. I started after high school.
That's so cool, though. I mean, you don't have to do it when you're a kid there's people even in their 40s and who knows when they start, being a musician and start doing it. You can do it at any time.
My great-grandfather started writing songs at 60.
Really?
And then wrote like 120 songs before he died at 92. So, yes, you're right.
That's so cool. I would be so curious to hear the kind of music he would have written.
Swing and country tunes. Like,
nice.
because he was just like farmland in Utah or something like that. So just started writing songs about Pine Valley and stuff like that. So
That's awesome. Does he like influence your style too?
no, not at all. But like I love that spirit of
that.
like yeah,
Yeah.
it's like when you're 60, some people when you're younger you think 60 you figure people are already doing what they do.
Totally. Okay, well on that note we have to take a quick break,
Okay.
but we'll be right back with the active set.
I really wanted to put a deck on my house.
The floor was creaking and there were cracks in the wall.
I had them put in walls in my basement.
Well, the whole thing was done on time, on budget, and not a day of work was missed.
Alpha Structural is a top-rate company. I'd recommend them to anybody.
If you live in a hillside home and gravity is pulling you towards the edge of the cliff, I recommend you call Alpha.
It was a real pleasure to work with Alpha.
Have you been denied credit or hit with high interest rates? A low credit score happens to many of us, especially if you've struggled with medical bills, divorce, student loans, job loss, and more. And millions of people are victims of incorrect items on their credit reports and don't even know it. This leads to a lower credit score. That's why you need to call Credit Repair Pros. We'll communicate with your creditors and the credit bureaus to address unfairly reported items, late payments, collections, charge-offs, and even bankruptcies. And that can lead to a higher credit score. Our proven process has resulted in past clients seeing on average significant improvements in their credit scores month after month. Start rebuilding your credit score today. Call now to start building a higher credit score to help you get the things you want, like a new car, new home, an education, or new job. Plus, call now and request your credit report and credit score for free in minutes.
Call 1-800-308-7306. That's 1-800-308-7306.
So, you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So, pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half-mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-466-0560.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-466-0560.
Hi, Kathy Mitchell here with my new red copper cookware. The revolutionary pan made with non-stick ceramic and super strong copper. Guaranteed to stay scratch-free forever. It's lightweight yet super strong, so it won't scratch, peel, or chip into your food. Red copper is a baking pan with a handle that goes into the oven up to 500 degrees. And everything slides right out. Cook my healthy, crispy chicken fingers with little or no fat or oil. Chop steak and onion for a melty Philly cheesesteak. Absolutely no sticking. Or whisk eggs without a mixing bowl. Truly a time saver. Call now and receive my 10-inch red copper pan for just $19.99. Plus, get my recipe book free. Call now and you can double the offer and receive a second set. Plus, our new Forever Sharp copper knife. Just pay a separate fee. Razor sharp and food slides right off. An incredible value. Call now.
Call 1-800-488-9190 to get your special offer, Red Copper Pan. Call now or go to redcopperpan.com. So call 1-800-488-9190. Call now.
And welcome back to the Red Booth Show. We are here with the band, The Active Set. How's it going, guys?
It's going good.
Good.
And we're actually missing a couple of other people in the band, right?
Yep.
Well, we have a bass player, Alan Rosedo, who is not here. And then right now we actually have a friend who's just helping out on guitar. But it's essentially the three of us.
Okay, cool.
That's one thing that changed kind of more recently is we always have been like a four-piece band. And in the last couple of years, we've been writing and performing mostly as like a three-piece type of a power trio,
Really?
thing. But we usually bring
one
someone else
guitar,
in.
right?
Yeah, one guitar, but we bring someone else in that's not like a full-time member of the band, to help us out with shows and live performances and stuff. So it's been cool.
That's awesome.
We have like a revolving door of cool musicians that we use, so it's been good.
That's kind of cool.
We considered for like 10 minutes one day, wow, what if we just performed as a 3-piece? And we went, no. Because the music really wants kind of a 2-guitar sort of thing anyway.
So you're just kind of keeping your options open on the guitar.
Yeah. We're playing the field of guitar.
Playing the field.
That's right.
Exactly. Skating around.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you guys have actually done a lot of tours as well, which I think would be cool to talk about, a little bit of the history of the active set.
Well, yeah, we've toured in the past with some artists like Neon Trees and AWOLNATION, and then
No big deal, guys.
no big deal. No, and that was a lot of fun, and that's the best results in terms of like making new fans and reaching out to more people, because there's a lot of bands that have been touring on their own for a long time, and it's such a slow build to like build a fan base sometimes. So opening up on bigger tours obviously is like, there you are playing to new people, and they're as soon as you leave LA, people are very receptive and want to hear new bands.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a saturated market here because there's so many musicians and bands here. But, it's also really cool because there's such a creative community at the same time. But then when you go out and tour the rest of the country, I could see why it would be sort of a different vibe.
They come early. People will come out, we didn't know who you were, and we saw you were playing, so we came early to check you out. And you're like,
what?
Who are you people? What do you want from me?
That's cool. So when you guys were on tour with AWOLNATION, what year was that?
That was a couple years ago. We haven't done too much touring in the last couple years. I mean, we've kind of done opening for, like we played shows with Block Party last year, and we got to Eve 6. We got to play a couple months ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. They
That's
were
really cool.
They were like, come on, let's do some more stuff in the future. So hopefully that'll work out. And we've just been focusing on writing the EP and just really getting that kind of live show together, and so we can. Now the EP will come out on the 15th.
Okay.
Or on the 18th. And
that's right. So that's coming out just in a few days here, guys.
November 18th.
That's right.
And then we have a release show on the 15th at the Satellite. And then after that, the next 6 months is going to be about playing more shows and, getting it out there.
Getting the new EP out.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Awesome. And do you have a new music video that's going to be a part of that?
We were going to shoot a video a couple weeks ago. Our focus kind of went on some other things because, we don't want to, let's just do a video. Everything you create and put out there, you want it to be of some level of finesse. I know a lot of bands are just like, my friend has an iPhone, let's shoot a video. But, you want it to be something that says something and isn't just, an iPhone video shot in your bedroom or something.
Right. Yes, I know that you put a lot into your music videos, and they come out really, really creative and really, really cool. So I think I remember the first time I saw one of them was back in 2011, and it was like sort of like there was like junkyard sort of scene at night. It's hard to shoot at night, by the way.
I know the video you're talking about.
Yeah.
It was 60 degrees in, where were we? Not Pomona, but Palmdale.
Wow.
So it was
That's even colder, probably.
Desert at night, and it was very cold.
That's
60
cool.
degrees. What am I talking about? That's not cold. 30 degrees. It was 30 degrees.
I was about to say.
Suddenly, I sound like I'm from Los Angeles. It was 60 degrees. We were freezing. We had jackets. No, it was 30 degrees, and during the day it had been like 75. But the sun went down, and it was like, oh, it's cold.
And so you must have had like steam coming out, like the whole thing. That's cool. Well, it was a great music video. It was worth it. Worth the suffering.
Definitely the most artistic.
It was.
Yeah, so we're probably going to shoot some videos for the songs off the EP. But right now we're like, the EP's done.
Good.
Let's play a really great release show and, figure out what our next show plans are.
Good. So everyone needs to go to the Satellite and watch the new release. And you can also find out where that's going to be on their website and on Facebook, obviously.
TheActiveSet.com.
That's right. Okay, good. And on that note, we're going to take another quick break, but we will be right back.
I really wanted to put a deck on my house.
The floor was creaking, and there were cracks in the wall.
I had them put in walls in my basement.
Well, the whole thing was done on time, on budget, and not a day of work was missed.
Alpha Structural is a top-rate company. I'd recommend them to anybody.
If you live in a hillside home and gravity is pulling you towards the edge of the cliff, I recommend you call Alpha.
It was a real pleasure to work with Alpha.
Have you been denied credit or hit with high interest rates? A low credit score happens to many of us, especially if you've struggled with medical bills, divorce, student loans, job loss, and more. And millions of people are victims of incorrect items on their credit reports and don't even know it. This leads to a lower credit score. That's why you need to call Credit Repair Pros. We'll communicate with your creditors and the credit bureaus to address unfairly reported items, late payments, collections, charge-offs, and even bankruptcies. And that can lead to a higher credit score. Our proven process has resulted in past clients seeing on average significant improvements in their credit scores month after month. Start rebuilding your credit score today. Call now to start building a higher credit score to help you get the things you want, like a new car, new home, an education, or new job. Plus, call now and request your credit report and credit score for free in minutes.
Call 1-800-308-7306. That's 1-800-308-7306.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid, your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-466-0560.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-466-0560.
Hi, Kathy Mitchell here with my new red copper cookware. The revolutionary pan made with non-stick ceramic and super strong copper. Guaranteed to stay scratch-free forever. It's lightweight yet super strong, so it won't scratch, peel, or chip into your food. Red copper is a baking pan with a handle that goes into the oven up to 500 degrees. And everything slides right out. Cook my healthy, crispy chicken fingers with little or no fat or oil. Chop steak and onion for a melty Philly cheesesteak. Absolutely no sticking. Or whisk eggs without a mixing bowl. Truly a time saver. Call now and receive my 10-inch red copper pan for just $19.99. Plus, get my recipe book free. Call now and you can double the offer and receive a second set. Plus, our new Forever Sharp copper knife. Just pay a separate fee. Razor sharp and food slides right off. An incredible value. Call now.
Call 1-800-488-9190 to get your special offer, Red Copper Pan. Call now or go to redcopperpan.com. So call 1-800-488-9190. Call now.
And welcome back to the Red Booth Show. We are here with the band, The Active Set. How's it going, guys?
Good.
Good. So we heard a lot about Matt and sort of how he got started doing this. And I would love to hear more from you, Gabriel.
I have kind of an interesting thing. I mean, I hope it's interesting anyway. But
It is interesting.
I didn't really do much music stuff at all when I was a kid, and then I was kind of nearing the end of high school, and similar to Matt, had some friends that were like, hey, we want to start a band. Why don't you play drums in the band? And I was like, sure. So I started playing.
You hadn't played drums before that?
No, not really.
Really?
No, I just started out kind of late, and I was like learning as I went, you know, and kind of like trying to emulate the drummers and stuff that I was hearing in bands that I liked, and just trying to do it that way, you know. And then got out of high school, and I was like, what am I going to do with my life? You know, trying to figure out college options and stuff as I was getting to the end of high school. And what I settled on was I wanted to do music. I don't know what possessed me to have the confidence to do that as a kid, I guess, but I went to a music school in Hollywood, and I showed up to
Which school did you go to?
To MI,
Okay.
Musicians Institute.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So
I've had a lot of people here on this show that have been there.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, my experience was really funny because I couldn't honestly play very well, and I showed up to my placement, and the instructor made it perfectly clear that I could not play very well, and so he told me some of the greatest advice that I got in this whole process, which was keep your head down, do your work, and you either catch up or you quit. Those are your two options, you know. And so I thought, there's no way that I'm going to quit. I don't want to be that guy that quit. So I really worked hard in understanding what I was supposed to be doing as a drummer, and just did my best to, catch up that way. And then I've been playing in bands and doing shows and performances and, all sorts of stuff since then. So that's how I got started.
That's really cool. I think also being part of a music school kind of helps, to find other people to play in bands with and stuff too, right?
Yeah, for me, it just really, like Matt said, that he had the standard set for him a certain way. Like for me, I was with a bunch of other drummers specifically that were there studying percussion that had been playing for 20 years or playing for 10 years or whatever it was, that were very talented. So I just kind of grabbed some important thing from each person that I could, steal a little bit of their stuff and try to make it my own and work it out that way. So it definitely helped being surrounded by good players, because I could see like, oh, that's good, and kind of make that my own.
Totally, being around other people that have been doing that thing for a long time is like a real blessing to learn
Absolutely.
from. That's really cool.
Plus, he knows like every drummer in Los Angeles. When we first started playing music together, like every time we play a show, he's like, "Oh, blah blah's in that band. I know them."
Yeah, I mean, MI has, like you were saying, it's great for networking with other musicians, and then it's funny because you would think that you would try to seek out, vocalists and keyboard players and guitarists and stuff, and I just ended up with like 90 drummer friends, so like we all are going out for the same gigs, and like, it's funny, but yeah, it's good. Still see those guys to this day, so it's
nice.
Good.
Well, the drummer is the backbone of the band, right?
I hope so.
100%.
There you go. And
we
when
gotta
did you?
Keep Matthew
and
in
the
line.
Beard of the band.
Keep Matthew in line.
That is quite an impressive beard.
Thank you.
And
Thank
mustache,
you.
I have to say.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I feel like there's like you need the wax and stuff.
Well, it's fun too having a band that are like, dude, step it up, man, step it up, and you're like, okay.
Yeah. I think it's just kind of how we are, though, just individually as well. Like me and the bass player, Olin, we grew up together since we were little kids, and like
cool.
that first band that I told you about, that was this guy, and so now we're playing together 15 years later, whatever it is. Not that much, but in this band, and so we've had this camaraderie for a long time.
That's
and so
awesome.
Now we bring that to the table with Matt. We're both kind of like 2 against 1, like, Matt, what are you doing?
The 3-piece is nice because you kind of have like, there's no split vote on anything. It's kind of it either goes that way or it goes the other way.
Hey,
yeah,
that's
so
true.
now we've ended up in a pretty good spot.
That's great. And when did you guys join with the active set?
I joined, 3 years ago? Yeah, we met on a 4th of July barbecue.
Nice.
And he asked me, do you know any drummers that would want to be in a band? And I thought, why not
And
me?
did he wink at the same time?
I found out he was playing in a friend of mine's band, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to step on that. So I'm like,
Yeah.
if you know anybody, blah. And he's like,
Actually,
I do know a guy.
Actually.
I could do it. Yeah, so that was how we started, which is a good story. It's like, when couples have a good, like, how did you guys meet story? Like, that's our how did we meet.
I always equate like bands getting together as kind of like a love story because it's like a marriage. I mean, it seems
Rocky
like it, right?
road.
Rocket just
You guys,
turmoil.
You guys have been doing so amazing. I mean, you've been like LA Times featured you, and you've been featured in a lot of other cool media.
The blogs have been kind.
The blogs have been good.
The blogs have been kind. And what do you think it is that stands out about the active set?
Gabriel. Clearly.
Gabriel's beard.
Well, I think, it's between for me, I'm such a, I'm always, sometimes it's hard to go into an artist vacuum separate than how is this going to be seen and how is this going to be perceived? And it's a struggle I have personally, because you're like, how would that be marketed, and how does this compare to the earlier work? And I just try and shut all that off.
It's hard
when
to,
we're
yeah.
writing.
It sucks having to think about that stuff.
But I do think the new EP we put out I think it's the most refined we've ever been in terms of choices were deliberately made for how it sounds, and not just that's cool, let's throw that in there. Instead, it's yes, it's this and it's this and it's this. So I think it's really refined. So I think it's our strongest for that reason.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. Well, I know that you guys have put a lot into it, and you have really been honing your sound.
Honing.
So, right? And then I'm looking forward to hearing the new album, and that everybody gets to check it out.
For sure.
Cool. I have one question before we have to end the show. Now, you guys got to go on tour with some of these big bands, right? A little while back. When there's other bands out there that are looking for like advice on how do you get on a tour like that?
Make sure your band is really good, and don't assume that anybody knows who you are. Even if you have like, oh, the blogs have been writing about us or like that. Like, the industry is huge, and there are so many people in the industry, and so just make sure that like managers of other bands, the bands themselves, like make sure they know who you are. You know, go. Don't be annoying and pushy, but like go meet people, and and make sure that. Once they're like, oh, that band seems pretty cool, make sure that your band is also your shit is quality,
Like practice a lot.
Yeah, make sure you write great music, and make sure that people know about it. I mean, that's kind of general, but that's really how it's done, I think.
And if you're ever in a position where you do get an opportunity to play with an established artist or have a big sort of a breakout show or something like that, just be professional, and like treat it like any other job if you're serious about it. The myth of, the musician that's late and shows up hungover and stuff like that's going to work against you big time.
Always.
If you're trying to, make something out of yourself. So just be professional, be kind, courteous, and do your job and all that.
Yeah, totally.
It's important.
Wow. That's
You'd be
good
surprised.
advice.
You'd be surprised how many people don't take that into account. Hey, this is us. We're on the stage. We're going to do whatever we want. And it's not really like that,
Maybe it used to be back in like the...
Back in the good old days?
In the 80s, the rock band, like all the hair bands and stuff,
Yeah.
No, he's right, though. Because, like, if somebody thinks, again, that band was really cool.
Yeah.
That actually might even travel further than that band was really good. Mm-hmm. If they go, oh, they were such a pleasure to work with. Like, that's going to get you a gig way before, like, they were awesome, but they were jerks backstage,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very cool advice. Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
It's been great having you on the show. I could keep talking to you for hours, but we have to wrap it up.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
We'll bring Olin next time.
We'll bring him, yeah.
Good, that would be great.
You can just have him on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll definitely love to have you guys back and see how things go with your new album, and hope everybody goes and checks them out. Do you want to give a shout out to where they should go?
theactiveset.com or anything like social media site / theactiveset. You can find everything.
It is pretty easy to find people these days.
Yeah.
All right.
We didn't name our band something like Milk or something where it's like, well, I can't find it online.
So many results for Milk.
Yeah.
Oh, they're right at the top there. Thank you for watching The Active Set on
The Red Booth.